Hello and welcome to Sports Scene Live, week 4 of the high school football season. Jeff Porsche with you, and we'd like to thank our sponsors who make all this happen. Tiger Honda, we're out here this week once again on Airline in Gonzales. Always come and check them out and see their selection of cars in their new building. Also like to thank Bergeron's Boudin and Cajun Meats out on Cabela's Parkway for their help with this afternoon's broadcast. We're going to be joined by the three coaches again, Guy Mistretta from Dutchtown, David Oliver from Sanoma, and Darnell Lee from East Ascension. 2 wins and 1 loss on the week for the local teams, and we'll also have Pete's Picks and a lot more, including the players of the week. So stay tuned. We got a great show. We'll be right back.
Summer is officially over, but the deals are still hot at Tiger Honda of Gonzales. Tiger Honda of Gonzales. Right now, buy any new Honda in stock and don't make your first payment for 90 days with approved credit. Or buy a new 2019 4-door Honda Civic LX Automatic with 0 down. Then pay just $279 a month. $279 a month. That's the Tiger Honda of Gonzales way to save you money. You make the drive, we'll make the deal. You can count on it. Visit TigerHonda.com and start saving.
Bertrand's Pharmacy has been providing personal medication counseling for over 30 years. Andy and Jeannie Bertrand, registered pharmacists, honor many prescription plans. Bertrand's is open Monday through Saturday. Phone 644-5641. The Player of the Week Award is proudly sponsored by Black Bayou Body Shop at 13308 Bourgeois Road in Gonzales. For all of your body needs, see Darryl Bourgeois for a free estimate. Call 647-6994.
Brubacher's Grill at 909 East Ascension Street in Gonzales, where good food and good friends come together. Offering a casual, fun atmosphere with a menu selection to satisfy the whole family. From pizzas, burgers, and po' boys to steaks, seafood, and salads with daily lunch specials and a whole lot more. Bring the whole family or meet friends on the deck. There's fun and entertainment for all. Make Brubacher's your next stop for lunch or dinner. And check out the other 5 locations in Baton Rouge. Taste the great tradition at Brubacher's Grill, where some things only get better.
Bro Welding and Industrial Supply prides themselves on same-day delivery. Customer service is our #1 priority. They deliver on time, every time. Bro Company, serving the area for over 30 years. On the web at broco.com. Bruyette's Automotive Paint and Body are collision repair specialists. Their certified trained technicians offer state-of-the-art repair. They offer free estimates and all insurance claims are welcome. Bruyette's Automotive Paint and Body. Church Funeral Services offers a compassionate, affordable funeral with the funeral held in your own home or house of worship. We are here in your time of need. Church Funeral Services, Sanoma, Walker, and Baton Rouge.
Welcome back to Sports Scene Live. Jeff Porsche with you, and we're here at Tiger Honda in Gonzales off Airline. Great place to go look for a new car, great new facilities out here. Come check them out, and we're going to check out what's going on at Dutchtown first with Coach Guy Mistretta. Good to have you here.
Thanks, Jeff.
I know you're happy to be here with the 3-0 record and another big win.
Yeah, it's exciting to be 3-0. First time since I've been at Dutchtown. Not sure how long for the program, but it's always good to get off to a good start and don't feel like you're constantly fighting to get back into it.
Yeah, and your win this week against Covington High, and that's a team that we've seen the last couple of years. You had a home and home with them. You win 24-6, and on paper, perhaps Covington's probably maybe your toughest opponent in the non-district schedule, and you come up with a very impressive win. How do you feel about your team right now?
Really good. We challenged them this week. We knew it'd be our toughest competition to date. Big physical team. So I was really curious of how we would handle that, especially up front on both sides. And on top of that, they jumped out to an early lead. So we were down 7-0 or 6-0 throughout the first quarter. And it's good to see how you respond to that type of adversity. That's something that we talked about during the week. We would face it. They would too. How are both teams going to react to adversity? So to see that we didn't panic, stayed calm, just kept doing what we do, and then had a really big second quarter to kind of put it away.
Well, tell us about that moment, because that could get you really in a hole early with a 90-yard touchdown pass early on in the game. What did you and your coaches tell the boys to kind of calm them down and get them back on track?
Well, our first two drives, we drove into their territory and then got ourselves in a bad down and distance situation through penalties, which forced punts.
Yeah.
Their drive, we had them in the 3rd and 10 on their first drive, the first third down of the game, and they completed an 87-yarder, where we're in position and just don't make the play, and they score. So if you really look at it, we were doing everything to be successful. The scoreboard said otherwise. So there was no reason to panic. Just keep doing what we're doing. And the kids understood that, and it worked out in our favor.
Right, 24 unanswered points. And after that long touchdown pass, really didn't give up a lot on the run or in the pass. Talk about your defense and their performance today.
Yeah, our defense has a long way to go to reach their potential. We give up a lot of stuff that maybe we shouldn't. And it's small, just being simply out of position by a yard or two, and it turns into another first down, and you're constantly giving up stuff that you're capable of stopping. That said, when we need to step up and make big plays to finish drives, we've done that. So we have that little killer instinct when we need it. We need to develop that where it's more throughout the game.
Okay, and you've had an injury or two on the defense, and there's some guys coming in like on the defensive line that are doing their jobs. How do you feel about your team and stepping up in the injury situations?
I think part of it is the coaching staff does a good job. The assistant coaches of making sure those guys are prepared to step in. We make sure we have a swing guy at every couple of positions, and that's worked out well for us. That's a credit to the staff as well as the kids. They don't blink when they get in there and just, the old deal, next man up. So it's cliche, but it's true. So it's worked well for us. We've played an awful lot of guys this early in the year, but most people do. We got into a hole last year where we weren't prepared for that and had a ton of injuries, and, now you're teaching as you go. So this year we kind of made an effort to prepare for that ahead of time, and it's helped us a lot.
Right, and last week Hung and Jala were a couple of your defensive stars. Who stood out on film this week?
Brett Latchley had a really good week for us at our strong safety jack position. We also, our DBs, we gave up the long pass and gave up some yardage, but I think we're playing better at the point of attack with those guys. Coach Johnny Walker's done a great job. We've been kind of on him, pushing him to get those guys up to task. And over the last couple of weeks, his drills have really been good, and we're excited about where we're headed there. It's a young group, but it's a talented group.
Right. And the big name that stood out on offense, Dylan Sampson, no surprise there. He's got 2 more touchdowns. He had 22 carries, 163 yards. What's he doing that's been so successful so far?
Dylan has a little burst to him. He's got good vision. He's got a lot of tools that you need to be a really good running back. He's got vision. He's got some wiggle to him. He can see the field. He can anticipate. But he'll be the first to tell you, having a backfield mate like Bladen Lewis, a guy with a lot of experience, was an all-district player last year, to have that 1-2 punch really helps Dylan, especially being a young kid. And then the offensive line has been spectacular for us. We're really pleased with those guys up front. Had another injury there this week, so we'll play kind of mix and match over the next couple of weeks. But we're excited about that because we feel like we do have depth in that spot. Okay,
and the passing game, you had Fritchie had a rushing touchdown this week.
He did.
But you're still a work in progress, I'm sure you'll say. But it's also a situation where you haven't really had a lot of opportunities or reasons to throw the football because you're usually out ahead. Does that have anything to do with the lack of passing or anything like that?
We feel like we're coming a long way in the passing game. We had our best week of practice. We were expecting to come out and throw the ball. The way the first quarter went, we really didn't feel that like they could stop us between the tackles running the ball. And Braden will tell you he was a little bit off on his passes there early in the game. So we just got away from it because that's what the game dictated. That said, we want to throw the ball more. We feel it's going to be important, especially down the road when we face bigger, tougher opponents when we get to district. So we've got to develop that. We'll continue developing it. We have some receivers that are good players. We've got to get the ball to them. So we feel like that's coming. Again, I thought our week, Monday through Thursday, was great with the passing game. So we just got to carry that over to Friday night.
And I know you're going to keep working on it, but like I said, it's just a situation where in the second half when you got leads, you don't really need to throw the ball. You just need to run the clock out and get a W.
That's right. You know, the flip side of that is you want to work on it. You need that in-game work in the passing game. So we'll continue to build on it, and hopefully it'll come soon because we're going to need it.
That's good. And next week you got another game. It's a home game, third one in a row, and you're going to be taking on Vanderbilt Catholic out of Houma. They're 1-2 on the season. Started out a little slow. They had a big win this week against Berwick. What type of team is Vanderbilt going to show?
They're really scrappy. They're well coached, fundamentally sound. They you watch first thing I look at is the front on both sides of the ball. These guys get after it, start to finish. So it's going to be a challenge. The things they do on defense. The things they do on offense will really challenge our defense. You've got to really be alert and aware of what's going on. So it's going to be a good matchup for us. I'm glad it's at home again. I'm just a little curious about what color shirt you'll be wearing this week.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I'm going to be –
The old alma mater, correct?
Yeah, that's my I went not my alma mater, but I did go there for a couple of years. Had a cup of coffee on the freshman team.
There you go.
And so I'm familiar with them, but I'm Dutchtown faculty, so I'll have to pull for Dutchtown, I'm sure, this week. So I'm hoping that you guys will do well. And before we wrap it up, why don't we talk about the St. Jude fundraisers that you guys are doing? Had a big week with the school fundraiser, and this week you're going to be doing some more. Yeah,
our cheerleaders and dancers had a big push this week in raising money for St. Jude throughout the school. We raised over $6,000 that week. We're going to do something football. We're going to recognize it this week, and we'll wear some yellow in our uniform this week. One of our leaders, Jamel Jalla, is a cancer survivor as a child. So he goes to St. Jude every year for checkups, and he brought it to us that he wanted the team to really do something special. So we're going to do that Friday night. We're also going to bring our entire team over to Baton Rouge on Saturday morning to volunteer at the run, and I think it's going to be it's a great charity for sure, but I think it's great for our kids to do community service projects like that, and it's great for them as young men, but also for team bonding experiences.
Right, it's a good character builder.
Absolutely, and they're excited about it. I think they're excited about not coming in and running and working out Saturday morning too, but I think this will be better for the team overall.
All right, so we'll look forward to interviewing you next week, hopefully with another win. Guy Mastretta, thank you very much.
Thank you, Jeff.
All right, and we'll be right back on Sports Scene Live, but first, a presentation of our Players of the Week Award.
We're here at Dutchtown High School to present our Player of the Week Award, and our corporate sponsor for the Offensive Player of the Week is Galvez Seafood Company. Our plaque sponsor is Harvest Supermarket. And this week, Riley Lawrence receives the award. I hear you guys are heading up the front line and doing a good job.
Yes, sir. It's been pretty good up front so far with the O-line especially. We're really kind of taking a stance this year finally and dominating people down at the line of scrimmage. And there's a lot more chemistry with this O-line that we're seeing. Everybody works really well together. It's just kind of clicking for us finally, and it's really driving our offense right now.
All right, Riley. And our Defensive Player of the Week, the corporate sponsor, is Sanoma Muffler, and our plaque sponsor is Bayou Fit Nutrition in Dutchtown. Ryan Hung receives the award this week. Tell us about what kind of game you had and some of the big plays.
I really can't thank people. I really don't know what to say. But I guess during practice, we practiced like power sweeps and everything like that. So it prepared us for the game and everything.
Looks like y'all getting better and better, too. That's our Players of the Week from Dutchtown.
Bergeron's Boudin Cajun Meats is open for lunch Monday through Friday with a variety of specials. For tailgating, booster club trays, homecoming, and party trays, see Bergeron's Boudin Cajun Meats on Cabela's Parkway.
First American Bank is now open in Dutchtown on Highway 73, just 1/2 mile south from I-10. Customer friendly with the personal service Dutchtown expects. Let First American Bank take you where you want to go. And now, open in Dutchtown.
Ernest Martin Incorporated is owned and operated by Bud and Sean Martin. Their 9 trucks deliver sand, clay, and limestone for residential, commercial, and industrial need. Ernest Martin Incorporated, since 1970. We're in it for the long haul. Robert, Chris, and Lindsay Fauché of the Fauché Law Firm wish all area teams good luck in their quest for a state championship. Remember the Fauché Law Firm for all of your legal questions and need. The Fauché Law Firm in LaPlace. El Ray Cokie Service Incorporated is headquarters in Ascension Parish for quality building materials, lumber, and ready-mix concrete. Good luck, Ascension Catholic Bulldogs and Donaldsonville Tigers from El Ray Cokie Service.
Galvez Seafood, now serving our popular boiled crawfish. Check out our daily lunch and dinner specials. We have something for everyone. Join us for steak night on Thursdays, or sink your teeth into our $5 burger and dollar draft special every Saturday for lunch. Book our private room for your next party or meeting, or let us cater your next function. Locally owned and operated, we pride ourselves on homemade. If you haven't already, come check us out. Galvez Seafood, Highway 42 in Prairieville.
Don't buy all the tools you need to get the job done. Rent what you need from General Rental. They have contractors and homeowner tools. General Rental on the Airline Highway across from the State Fairgrounds. See Gonzalez Military for a big selection of kids' camo and cold weather gear. They carry boots, camo rain gear, rubber boots, headgear, belts, and more. Gonzalez Military on Burnside in Gonzalez. Gronyard Furniture and Appliance has top name brands like Ashley, Sealy, Lazy Boy, Maytag, Whirlpool, Frigidaire, Toshiba, KitchenAid, Stearns & Foster, Serta, Speed Queen, and more. Gronyard's in Donaldsonville. You know Acadian Custom Cabinets is your one-stop source for all of your cabinet needs. Now Acadian Custom Millworks offers cabinets, doors, windows, as well as shutters. Call 622-6337.
Welcome back to Sports Scene Live. I'm Jeff Porsche. We're shooting at Tiger Honda this week off of Airline in Gonzales. Come check them out when you get a chance. And we're going to talk now about Sandoval football. Coach David Oliver with us. Thanks for coming in this week. And this week, a loss on the road, 17-13 against Denham Springs. I think we can kind of start off where we left off last week, because we were talking about how they were an 0-2 team, and you said this isn't really the kind of team you can sleep on even though they're winless. And they turned out to be pretty good and came out with the win.
Yeah, well, they were what we thought we were. You know, I'm disappointed in the result, but there was a lot of good things on our end. You know, we went on the road in a hostile environment and we competed. We were very clean from a penalty standpoint. You know, we've only turned the ball over twice this season, and one of them was on our last offensive play. It was 4th down, and we needed a touchdown to win. So, you know, you got to get the ball in the end zone in that situation, regardless of what it is. You don't want to be tackled with the ball. So,
right.
You know, we defended the run extremely well. You know, I think Denham had 20 yards rushing until the, you know, very last, you know, when they were trying to kill the ball, and they had a couple of, they broke a long run there that kind of put the game away, but, you know, they were kind of killing the time at that point anyhow. But, you know, their quarterback had not played well, you know, early in the season, and he was very sharp against us. And so,
right.
You know, there were some things that we could have done to change the result. And, you know, like I said, we just got to keep going back to work as a team and learn how to finish quarters, drives, halves, you know, everything that we do, because we had plenty of opportunities to put that game away early and just let them hang around. And when you do that, bad things can happen, and it happened to us.
Yeah, it was a tough one, but you lose the game early. It's not a district game, and you never want to lose. Nobody wants to see you lose. But are there things that you can get out of that? What can you take out of that positively about like your team as a competitor with an early loss like that?
Well, you like to play good competition, and despite their record, they are good competition. They had a playoff team last year, and they have the looks of a playoff team this year, and it's all about trying to grow your football team and get better for district. And I think we clearly learned a lesson from the Carver game where we had so many penalties we didn't give ourselves a chance to win, and we've certainly cleaned that up. And on this, I think the thing that I see is complementary football. Yeah. When we were playing, real good on. We don't complement each other well right now. In the first half, we played good complementary football, probably the best we have all year. The defense was playing good, really shutting down the run, bunch of big stops on fourth down. We have 2 touchdowns. We score right before the half. We go into halftime 13-3. Our first extra point got blocked. A guy came from the edge, and that ended up being a big storyline in the game because instead of we had a couple opportunities where we could have kicked a tie, but we needed 2 scores if it's a field goal, and so we felt like it was better at that situation to stay on and go for it on fourth down, and we didn't get either one of them. So that's the kind of play, the special teams play we got to do. And then the second half, we had the ball 3 times up 10 in their territory with a chance to extend the lead, show a little killer instinct, and we just didn't do it. One time we had a penalty, one time we dropped a pass. There was a variety of things, but I give Denham credit. They had a good game plan, and, I knew that's what we were going to get. Their back was against the wall. They were a wounded animal, and they came with us with all they had, and turns out it was enough. But like I said, I'm not disappointed in our effort. I hate the results for our kids, but if they learn from this and next time they're in that situation, put this team away, then I don't think it's going to be a loss. It's going to be something that helps us grow as a team.
Right, and you talked about their quarterback, and we talked about it last week. Their guy Lunsford, he's a big guy, and you talked about how he's going to give you a different look this week because the quarterbacks you would face are more of the dual threat type of quarterbacks. He's more of a pocket passer. What type of problems did he present for you this week?
Well, he just was able to, he was very accurate throwing the football, and I think he was 12 of 16, so they didn't throw it a whole bunch. But when they threw it, he was highly efficient, was able to move the chains, and especially in the second half, I thought that him and their team in general showed a lot of heart right there because they were down 10 points going into the fourth quarter, staring down the barrel 0-3, and they turned the tide. Momentum's such a big thing in high school football, and that's why I thought that killer instinct of getting that next score for us would have been huge. You could almost anticipate them, the doubts creeping in, and the desperation. If they were down 20-3, but they were down 10, and then when they scored to get within 3, then they kind of got motivated, and we dropped a pass that would have been a touchdown. We were way behind the defense, and then the next time we get down there, we're moving it down, and we have a holding call on the edge, which it was called. I can't say it was a great call, but I thought we protected the quarterback pretty good. We ran the ball. I was pleased with how Slade Zephyr played at quarterback, and at times Cole Poirier, Javen Aguilar had a great game at wide receiver. Jameer Baptiste with a strong game at defensive line. And, we're a better team than our 1-2 record shows. And, now we just got to get, in our kids' minds and make sure that they know that, there's some things that we can improve on, that we can correct, that's going to, change these results in the future. You don't want that doubt to creep in on them, and then, them start getting tentative and stuff like this. So we got our work cut out for us this week, letting them know that we have a good team and we do some good things. We just got to finish.
Okay, and you talked about the quarterbacks and the receivers, and Zephyr had a decent game, and you had your combo, and Aguilar caught the touchdown pass. There was the interception, but as you said, it's kind of a circumstance type of thing where you had to go for it there. How are the quarterbacks progressing so far?
They're doing good. Statistically, I think Zephyr's a little bit ahead. He throws for a higher percentage. I think he's about 75% for the year. He's 30 out of 38. Look at that's 4 touchdowns and just that 1 interception on fourth down. So he's been clean with the football. He's not quite the running threat that Cole Poirier is. Cole's running for more yards and taking less sacks, but they're both doing well. the top 3 receivers are doing a good job. Bascom, chipped in with 10 receptions. He did a lot of that dirty work underneath against Denham Springs, and then that allowed Javen to get behind the defense a few times. And then Justin Storks is starting to come on. I think he chipped in 60 yards receiving, as our kind of third receiver. And the 2-back system seems to be working well. So, a lot of things are working well. At key situations, we're not quite good enough. So we just, that's our goal right now, is how do you go from good to the better, and then the goal is to be the best by what time district comes. So, we're going to work some of those kinks out in practice, continue to improve. Homecoming this week with Sophie B. Wright coming to town, and hopefully we can show some growth in that game and get the result we want.
Okay, and it is homecoming, so that's always a big deal. You want to talk a little bit about what goes on at homecoming this week?
Yeah, I mean it's a huge deal, and I tell you what, that's weeks like this remind you what a great community you live in. The Santa Maria community, they rally around the kids. So there's a big parade on Thursday night with the the cheerleaders, the Gatorettes, the nominees for homecoming queen, and the football team, and I think every fire truck in Ascension Parish is at the thing, and you go, you throw candy, and everyone has a good time. You come back, you end up naming the king and the queen at a pep rally at the Gold Dome, and then Fridays. I like that Thursday night action, because then Friday kind of is all about football, and our kids can really enjoy Thursday night, and then as opposed to in the past, at one time we had it on a little Friday, so there was a pep rally then, so. But I think it's going to be a fun week. The kids all dress up for school during different themes, and so it's a fun time for our kids. Yeah, it's definitely one of the best senses of community in the whole parish with the way you guys come together. Like you said, it's really a family atmosphere more than maybe other places. Yeah, and this is the time where you get to we see them often, but this is the time where you see them all in one group. Some former student athletes, whether it be football or other sports. Kids that graduated, kids come back, that have played for you with their kids to watch the game. So it's always fun to see those, former Gators. Yeah, and let's talk about the game real fast. First thing, how's your injury situation? Where do you guys stand with that? Well, we're still a little banged up. It looks like Zach Gonzalez is going to be out for the season, with the shoulder issues that he had early in the year. So, we're certainly going to miss him. We did get some good news on that injury front, is that Reese Nelson looks like he possibly be back in a week or two, and he was cleared to jog last week, and I think he can do drills on air this week, and hopefully get him back for the Letcher game, which is week 5. So he's turning the corner a little bit, and Remy Rizzuto had a collarbone repaired, is the same thing. He's been cleared to jog and do some stuff. So. We're starting to turn the tide on that, but we've also got some young players that have gotten a lot of opportunity to play and improve and show what they can do. So that's only going to help us down the road. Okay. And Sophie B. Wright, your opponent next week. These guys are really struggling. They lost 57-0 to East St. John. They gave up 65 points the week before. But again, you don't sleep on a team like that when you play them, do you? Well, the thing you worry about is playing to their level, and that's what we talk to our kids. Let's be our absolute best, regardless of the opponent, and that's a big thing for us. It's not who we play, it's how we play, and that's we gotta play well enough that we get ready for the next game, regardless of the opponent or the outcome, and they are struggling a little bit. I think Chalmette, week 2 was their first game ever against 5A competition. It's a growing school down there. It's it's relatively new, and then last week obviously was their second game against 5A competition. It was a 3:30 game. They share stadiums down there, so it was that early afternoon game. So on film they got some size. Looks like they have quite a few injuries. They played John Ehret, big physical team, week 1, and Helen Cox, not John Ehret, and Helen Cox was a close game. I think it was either 3 or 6 points. It was 30-24, 27-24, and they did some nice things in those games. And I don't see a few of those kids playing, so you always wonder how good they are and if they're coming back against us. So we'll have our team ready to go, and hopefully we'll see some improvement on the field from what we had last week. Well, that's good. That's going to be our ETEL game of the week next week, and I'm looking forward to being there for homecoming. Coach Oliver, thanks again for being out here. Thank you. We wish you luck on a win next week, and we'll be back right after this on Sports Scene Live.
Marshawn's Interior and Hardware Specialist. You got it.
Come into our showroom and let our experts guide you through our large selection of today's latest trends. Marchand's flooring and countertop collections offer these styles with unbelievable prices. And at Marchand's, we install it all. Come in to see all of the promotions and specials going on now.
With Marchand's interior and hardware specialists, you've got it made.
If you've been in an accident, Guillory's Collision Center will assist you to obtain a rental car with your insurance company and cut through all the red tape. They're honest people that care about your total satisfaction. Call Guillory's today. Hebert's Cajun Meats in Walker specializes in hand-cut, hand-mixed, and hand-served foods. They offer hot, fresh, and frozen Cajun meats. Friday night is steak night. To get ready for the game, and find them at Hebert'sCajunMeats.com. Hebert Steel Incorporated, Gonzales and Baton Rouge, offers structural steel fabrication. Hebert Steel is a proud supporter of all high school sports in this area. Phone 644-5316 or 291-2144. See Foti Financial Services for all your money needs. They have loans for any worthwhile purpose: auto, furniture, appliance, home improvement, and vacation loans. Celebrating over 50 years of service, Foti Financial Services. Bergeron's Boudin Cajun Meats is open for lunch Monday through Friday with a variety of specials. For tailgating, booster club trays, homecoming, and party trays, see Bergeron's Boudin Cajun Meats on Cabela's Parkway. La Petite Daycare is a full-service daycare center. They are preschool Class A licensed. Established in 1985 by Danny and Linda Vargas, La Petite Daycare Center is a positive learning place for your child. Save 15% now on dry cleaning at Lejeune's Cleaners. That's right, 15% for a limited time only at Lejeune's Cleaners in Gonzales. Good luck, teams, on your way to the Dome from Lejeune's Cleaners, Gonzales.
Summer is officially over, but the deals are still hot at Tiger Honda of Gonzales. Tiger Honda of Gonzales. Right now, buy any new Honda in stock and don't make your first payment for 90 days with approved credit. Or buy a new 2019 four-door Honda Civic LX Automatic with zero down. Then pay just $279 a month. $279 a month. That's the Tiger Honda of Gonzales way to save you money. You make the drive, we'll make the deal. You can count on it. Visit TigerHonda.com and start saving.
Pot and Paddle Jambalaya Kitchen, with 3 locations offering daily lunch specials, is one of our newest sponsors. Pot and Paddle for dine-in, carry-out, and catering. A great place for lunch 7 days a week. Baton Rouge, Denham Springs, and here in Gonzales on Cabela's Parkway. Check them out online at potandpaddle.com. Welcome to Premier Lanes Entertainment Center. Have the ultimate birthday party and have it catered. Book your private party in the Ascension Zone. Bring the whole family for fun and games at Action Alley Arcade. Enjoy Spin Zone bumper cars and laser maze. Visit the famous Ball Wall Cafe, including our Slammin' Ball Wall Pizza. Ask about the upcoming League Bowling. Premier Lanes Entertainment Center, 1414 Airline Highway, Gonzales. Book your party now. Call 621-BOWL. 2 of the best companies in the concrete business have joined forces to give you a high-quality product on time. Ask for an estimate, and Quality Concrete will give you the best prices and best product. Quality Concrete in Prairieville. 23rd Judicial District Attorney Ricky Babin wishes all teams in Ascension, Assumption, and St. James parishes good luck this football season. Stay focused and set your sights on getting to the Superdome.
And welcome back to Sports Scene Live. Jeff Porsche with you at Tiger Honda here on Airline Highway in Gonzales. Brand new facilities, great place to come look at and buy new cars and anything that you need out here. All right, we are here with Coach Darnell Lee. Good to have you. East Ascension High School with another win, a big homecoming win this week, 41-8 against Northwest.
Right. Yep.
And, you know, we talked about it before we did the interview, and, you know, it was close early on, and, you know, there's some penalties, a little sloppy here and there. It was 12-8 until the final minute of the first half. What did they do to keep the game close, or what did you need to work on in that type of situation?
Well, you know, this is of course the first game after the loss to Haughton, and you know we have guys that are learning to play together, we're building chemistry, and Northwest did a good job of coming out. They had some playmakers and some real active bodies on defense, and
Yeah.
I'm very familiar with them. I mean, I used to coach there, and you get some good players out of there. And I think the difference is, you're playing a 5A team with more depth.
Right.
I mean, it's kind of like LSU playing Northwestern early on. Everybody's like, Northwestern can beat them, and then that fatigue starts setting in and the depth kicks in, and you see the difference in the ball game.
Yeah, and your team responded really well to it. And like we said, some penalties early on, some problems. Had an early interception from Jones, and they took the lead briefly. Then you came back. It was still close, and then you had that long touchdown pass to McBride. Stephen McBride's having a great year so far.
He is, man. We got to do a better job of getting the ball to him. I mean, he finished, I think, with 3 catches, roughly about 85 yards. But he's a playmaker for us, and I was excited for Jaron Johnson, who came in and had a great game also.
Yeah, he made a couple of good catches. He did a good job with the runs after the catch as well.
He did. He's deceptive.
Yeah, that's good. And Jones had that interception early on, and then he got injured briefly in the third quarter, but he came back and completed some passes. He had 3 touchdowns on the day. How's he feeling, and how you feel about his performance?
He was injured last week at the Houghton, and he just toughed it out and finished the game. This week in practice, he was hampered by that injury. He had a little injury to the side of his left knee, and he came in, he fought for us. I feel like he improved week to week. The one interception was the wide receiver that plays both ways for him. He's an excellent athlete, and disguised the coverage a little bit, and Cam relaxed and didn't check the safety. He got undercut and threw a pick, but he learned from that mistake. So I'm excited about his progress.
That's good. And your defense, of course, their best performance of the season by far, and you're talking about a team that scored 34, 42 points first couple of weeks, and you hold them to 1 touchdown in the second quarter. And then after the second quarter, like you said, fatigue set in. They didn't even come close to reaching the end zone after that.
Right. And you got to look at it, too. When you lose a game like we did to Houghton, that first half is going to be where, you start to see the transition from guys getting over that loss and actually getting back to business. And, all week long in practice, we had a good week of practice. And, I feel like our guys stepped up front. Our pass rush was kind of non-existent against Houghton. So we challenged them this week, and Jarrell Boykins, he responded. He's defensive end for us. Man, a lot of potential, like tremendous upside, and he had a great game.
Yeah, he had 4 sacks, I believe, we were talking about. What got into him this week? What got him fired up? And what type of advantages did he have on that offensive line?
Well, their left tackle was about 6'4", about 250 pounds. He's a good athlete, and Jarrell's a strong kid. He's got speed. He's got all the tools. I just think our guys, that loss last week kind of woke him up.
Yeah, and you talk about that loss, and we talked about last week in the third quarter. You had that situation where they scored 3 touchdowns in a couple of minutes, and when the second half came out, they fumbled, weren't able to convert, fumbled again, converted for the touchdown. Then the next drive, the snap goes over the punter's head. You get a safety. So, you were the team that kind of took advantage of the mistakes this week. How was that different? How did that help you?
And part of the reason for us, and last week at Houghton was, special teams, and special teams are huge, when you're playing a respectable opponent. And Northwest is tremendous. I mean, obviously that. We focus on our special teams as we put pressure. We apply pressure to all of the kicks. We did extra points. We got penetration. Punts, we made sure we forced the punt. And, that snap went over his head just like it did at Houghton. And, our guys made the tackle for the safety, whereas last week we didn't do that. So I just feel like our kids are getting better every week. And like we said, last week was a week we focused on special teams, but then we come out and we missed 3 extra points.
Right. Let's talk about that because, it was kind of interesting because you had 3 guys, I believe, go out there and try extra points, and one of them hit the upright. One of them just was way wide right, and then I believe it was like their 4th or 5th one they actually converted, and the fans kind of had that mock applause out there. So what was that like?
I told the coaches when we made that extra point, and the fans went crazy. I said that was like Shaquille O'Neal dribbling the ball down the court at LSU.
Yeah,
like it's something you're not supposed to see. But we've been doing a great job on extra points all season, and our starting kicker, Logan Kern, he pulled his groin a couple of weeks in practice.
Yeah.
So we started Alex Phelps last week, and he did a great job for us, hit a field goal. And Friday night he came out, he missed the first one. I said, all right, because he missed a couple of warm-ups. So, all right, next. So we went with, we brought Evan back out, and he still looked like he was hampered a little bit. And then we brought Logan out, and he made we brought Logan out, and then he hit the upright. I said, look, all the atmosphere out there, you hit a 6-inch bar. So what are the odds? What's the likelihood of that happening again? But we came back, and the younger Kern brother made 2 in a row. His last one kind of squibbed. So then I told Case and Marshall, I said, go get you one. And then he comes in, he misses, and we went back to the elder Kern, and who's I started, initially. And he made it, and he finished the night on a good note.
That's good. And you talked about Bagwell as well. He had a touchdown on the ground, and he also does the punting, and he did a good job Friday night.
Real good. I mean, he's been a surprise for us. Every year, he plays soccer.
Yeah.
So he's been kicking extra points and kickoffs as a backup for us. He's a senior now, and he said, Coach, I can punt. So we get out there. He got out in practice, boom, he boomed one. He said, oh, yeah, I hit it, Coach. All right. So we gave him a shot. He and Case and Marshall and, William Harris were competing for the job. And I think Bagwell's averaging right at about 40 yards a punt on the season. So to have a running back, with all the fake options you have with a running back at punter, it opens the door for a lot. But he's been doing an excellent job punting for us.
Yeah, he definitely did, and he ran the ball well too. So did Washington. He had a touchdown catch as well.
That's right, he did.
All right, and next week you have the game. It's the ETEL game of the week for Lyle Boudreaux and David Swacker, and that's the Warren Easton game, and that's one of the biggest games non-district in the area this year. Warren Easton is always a good team, and they've got some college talent, some good D1 talent this year, and you might look at the schedule and say, "Hey, they lost the Carr. They got beaten pretty badly." But that's Carr.
Yeah.
That's a really good team.
Yeah,
one of the best teams in New Orleans. One of the best teams in the state. So
right.
and Warren Easton's no joke either. They've gone places. So this is going to be a tough one.
Yeah, it is, and that's why we scheduled them. And people are like, what are you thinking making a schedule like that? So well, look. When you're in if you look at the NFL, they can't schedule a college team to have a homecoming game.
Right.
They have to play a pro team. So, I see it as this: if you want to make it to that next level in the playoffs, you want to try to reach your goal, which is a state championship. You have to play state championship caliber teams in the regular season.
Yeah.
And pre-district is all you really control. Fortunately for us, we got teams in our district that also go to the playoffs on the regular. So, with St. Charles Catholic and Warren Easton and Houghton. And Northwest is a quarterfinalist team in 3A ball, and opening up with the defending state champs. If you can stay injury free.
Yeah.
I feel like that best prepares you for your run.
Right. And what kind of team are we looking at? What do they do well? And what's going to be the biggest challenges for you?
They lost the big time Division I quarterback they had last year. I forgot where he went, somewhere like South Carolina or something like that. But they have the running back who committed to LSU. They're saying he may be a Fournette-type runner. He's about 6'2", 210, running 4.4. Cool. They have the center who just committed to Georgia.
Wow.
So, that's all you need up front. They have some. Offensive line's big. They're physical. The quarterback is the guy their signal call is the guy that they're probably most concerned with because he's a first-year starter. He's a heck of a runner, but his passing game leaves a little bit to be desired, but he has long receivers who can run also, and the secondary, they're going to play you man-to-man, which I love because I like our receivers' odds against that, but the main thing is being able to protect, and we have some guys up front who have to step up and have been stepping up. They're getting better every week, so I think it's a good matchup. Special teams, we should be back 100% healthy next week. It shouldn't be a concern for us, so we're excited about the opportunity to get a team like that to come into Spartan Stadium.
Right. Should be a great game to watch, and we wish you luck and hope for a victory this week. Thanks a lot for coming in.
Appreciate it.
All right. And we'll be back with Sports Scene Live in just a moment, but first our presentations of the Players of the Week.
We're here at East Ascension High School to present our Player of the Week Award. And our Offensive Player of the Week corporate sponsor is Galvez Seafood Company. Our plaque sponsor is Pot and Paddle Jambalaya Kitchen. Stephen McBride receives the award this week. Tell us what you did in the game. I know you scored a few touchdowns.
I had 6 catches, 172 yards, and 1 touchdown.
Wow, what a great week, huh? And now to present our Defensive Player of the Week, the corporate sponsor is Sanoma Muffler, and our plaque sponsor is Pot and Paddle Jambalaya Kitchen. Alex Phelps receives the award this week, and tell us what you contributed, all the extra points, field goals, so forth.
I hit 3 extra points, and I kicked a 32-yard field goal to put up 3 points before the second half.
What's the longest you've kicked?
In game is 32 right now, but in practice I fit a couple 45s.
All right. Well, good luck this week, guys. That's our Players of the Week from East Ascension.
Selling your home? Rick Gotro with Realty Executives in Prairieville can do a comparative market analysis to properly value your home before it goes on the market. Call Ricky today, 715-7256. Are your brakes squeaking? Is your car sputtering? Take it to Rossi Automotive. Their computer diagnostic test will locate the problem, and they'll do the necessary repairs and get you back on the road at Rossi Automotive. Planning to update your home this year? Roussel staff can help with the ideas and the perfect mix to bring these ideas together. Pull it all together for a look and feel that makes your home livable and comfortable. Sanoma Muffler and Brake is a lot more than the name implies. They do exhaust, brakes, general auto repair, tune-ups, diagnostics, air conditioning, and tires. Sanoma Muffler and Brake. Whatever the problem, we can fix it. Suit yourself at Squires Formal Wear. They have everything for homecomings, proms, or any other occasion. Get a free groom's formal with the purchase of 6 rentals. Ask about limo rentals too. Squires Formal Wear, Gonzales. St. James Nursery in Gramercy is headquarters for your landscaping needs. They have plants, shrubs, trees, as well as palm trees. See Patrick or Denise Wagaspack or call 869-5254. The St. James Parish Hospital Clinics are proud to be the plaque sponsors for the Lutcher and St. James High School Player of the Week. The St. James Parish Hospital Clinics wish the Bulldogs and Wildcats good luck in 2019.
And welcome back to Sports Scene Live here at Tiger Honda on Airline in Gonzales. Jeff Porsche with you. Now we're joined by Peter Pasqua with Pete's Picks. Good to have you.
Yes, sir, Mr. Joe.
All right, let's start off with your one loss last week. You're 15-4 overall. Of course, the Saints are still playing while we're shooting this, so we can't call that one yet. But your only loss last week, Sanoma. That was a surprise. And this week they got a pretty easy one against Sophie Wright.
Yeah, it's a bounce back game for Sanoma. They 1-2 right now. Sophie B. Wright is 0-3, so it should be easy for Sanoma. Last week, the defense held Denham Springs to 50 yards rushing, but it was 250 yards passing that did them in, and especially late in the game. But they had some trouble with pass protection. Their quarterbacks got sacked 4 times. They went with Slade Zephyr and Cole Poirier. Zephyr had both their touchdown passes, but one to Javin Aguilar and one to Austin Boscombe. But this is an easy pick right here. Sandomal's going to bounce back in a big way.
Right, that's not a big surprise on homecoming night as well. Dutchtown 3-0, looking to go 4-0. They got a chance. They're playing Vanderbilt Catholic.
Well, I went to that Dutchtown Covington game, and Dutchtown looks good. Dutchtown is going to give some people some fits in 5.58 this year. Let's see. Dutchtown, Vanderbilt Catholics 1-2. They coming off a 41-14 win over Berwick, but let's just talk with the defense for Dutchtown. 5 turnovers. They got Javion Hughes and Jaron Blakes. They come back this week. But Jamal Jawler, he reminds me of Devin White. He wears number 40. He looks like him. His build and everything. Let's see. Logan Scott had an interception. Agu had an interception. Latoya and Hong had fumble recoveries. Dylan Sampson, he's a young back. 2 touchdowns. Fritchie went most of the way, and Bladen Lewis too is a compliment. Dutchtown all the way in that game.
Right, and the game of the week in the area, Warren Easton. They're always a great team coming out of New Orleans, and they take on East Ascension. Warren Easton lost, as you know, to Carr last week, but that's Carr. I mean, that's going to be a good game.
It's going to be a good game. It's a hard pick, and I don't want to come out and say it right away. EA's number 9 in 5A. Easton is number 6 in 4A. Easton beat the De La Salle 36-28. That St. Aug game got canceled. It was 38-12. They were beating Carr 12-0 early on. EA's coming off that 41-8 victory on homecoming over Northwest. Easton was the runner-up last year to Carr in the state championships. Let's see. Easton got some good players. They got the top center and the top running back in the state. Some of them in the top in the country. There's Cedric Van Pran at center and Ashad Clayton at running back. Pran's a Georgia commit. EA's looking good. They still looking good. They got Cam Jones. Ethan Bagwell had a touchdown last week. Stephen McBride is still putting up numbers. Jaron Johnson. You know, I don't like to pick against a team that ain't lost yet. EA lost to Houghton. I'm picking against my alma mater in this one and going with Warren Easton.
It's going to be a tough one. It's going to be fun to watch. Donaldsonville, they're taking on White Castle this week. What do you see there?
Well, Donaldsonville, this game right here, I covered this game before for the Chief, the Post South, the Creole, and Sports Scene. I covered this game. This is a big-time rivalry
Yeah, it
with
is.
River Road. They play each other every year. Donaldsonville's won the last 3 years. White Castle, last time they won was 2015, 40-34. This was the first time I saw Stephon Sullivan back in 2013. White Castle won in White Castle, 28-18. Donaldsonville's coming off a big game. They rushed for 375 yards last week. Quavius Tenner had 3 touchdowns, and then they got another one, Robert Kent, now that had 2 touchdowns. Travion Brown is the quarterback. Trayvon Dunn is leading them on defense. Coming off a 35-7 victory over Broadmoor. White Castle beat Morgan City and West St. Mary. Picking Donaldsonville, they at home at Floyd Booty Memorial Stadium. They're going to win that one.
All right. And Ascension Christian, they are our next team on the schedule. They're taking on Westminster Christian.
They coming off a big win over Homer Christian. Zach Diaz, now he's the first player in Ascension Christian history to throw for 4,000 career passing yards, and his 88-yard touchdown to Emory Tomplay last week was also a school record. So we got he also got Derek Varner, that was a big weapon for him, and then at running back they got Byron Hansley. He's coming on big, and then they still got Brady Gayo. They've played the last 4 years. Since Christians won the last 2 years, and the 2 years before it was Westminster won. Westminster's 3-0. That common opponent is Homer Christian. Westminster won 47-27. Ascension Christian won 51-12. I'm picking Ascension Christian at the Rock.
Yeah, that ought to be a good game too. Ascension Catholic out of Donaldsonville, they're having a good season, but this week they're off. You want to talk about them for a second?
Well, yeah, Ascension Catholic, they won 42-0. They ranked number 4 in 1A. Jai Williams had 4 touchdowns last week. Bryce Leonard had 2 touchdown passes. Kai Preon. The big news right now is I like Coach Say. I like his chances to win the state championship with this team. The big news was they're not going to let the select schools play in the Superdome. So I don't think it makes a difference where they're going to play. Ascension Catholic was in the Dome the last 2 years, and they don't have Lafayette Christian, who they lost to. They moved up in the class. They still got Southern Lab, but I'm hoping that Ascension Catholic can get it done this year with Coach Sayer.
We are here at Lutcher High School to present our Player of the Week Award. And our corporate sponsor is St. James Parish Hospital. Our plaque sponsor is Lutcher Family Clinic. This week, our winner is Rashawn Williams. Tell us about that game and about that big run back.
Well, in the first half, we couldn't really move that ball that much. And in the second half, when we came back out, we wound up seeing that we was able to throw the ball going across the field, and my coach wanted to give me the shot at it. And when I first caught it, I wound up getting 6 or 7 yards off of it.
Well, that's good coaching on your coach's part. And tell us about some of the other aspects of the game.
And after that, they wound up taking another shot with me, and I think it was like 20-something yards. And I wound up getting the ball on the 1-yard line, and we started to move the ball better in the second half. I'd say that.
Well, congratulations here at Lutcher High School, our Player of the Week. We're here today at St. James High School to present our Player of the Week Award. And our corporate sponsor for St. James High School is St. James Parish Hospital. Our plaque sponsor is St. James West Bank Clinic. Savion Jones receives the award this week, and you had a great start to the game, recovering a fumble.
Yeah, about that fumble recovery was one of my teammates named Caleb Brown. He knocked the ball out, But as my coach always tell me, to hustle to the ball. It's all about the ball. And what I did was ran full speed towards him, and seeing the ball drop out, I dove straight at him and got the fumble recovery.
Congratulations. What are some of the other highlights of the game?
I had 5 tackles with 3 sacks.
All right, congratulations on being our Player of the Week for St. James High School. Tara Lee's Florist has just what you need to make the occasion special. Call Tara Lee's for all of your flower needs. They even have custom colors to fit your style. Tara Lee's Florist, Gonzales, 931-7937. Tiger Audio, South Airline Highway, Gonzales. They're on the edge of town and the cutting edge of audio technology for your auto, home theater, and marine needs. Tiger Audio. Call the audio experts today and hear the roar. Michael Leggett, pharmacist at Walker Pharmacy in Walker, Louisiana, wishes Walker and Denham Springs High Schools good luck for the season. For your pharmaceutical needs, call Walker Pharmacy today at 243-4852. Sanama Muffler and Brake is a lot more than the name implies. They do exhaust, brakes, general auto repair, tune-ups, diagnostics, air conditioning, and tires. Sanama Muffler and Brake. Whatever the problem, we can fix it. If you're looking for some really good down-home country cooking, then the place to go is the Country Kitchen in Gonzales. Their buffet offers a variety of main dishes, along with your favorite veggies from 11 a.m. until 2 p.m. Sunday through Friday. Save 15% now on dry cleaning at Lejeune's Cleaners. That's right, 15% for a limited time only at Lejeune's Cleaners in Gonzales. Good luck, teams, on your way to the Dome from Lejeune's Cleaners, Gonzales. You know Acadian Custom Cabinets is your one-stop source for all of your cabinet needs. Now Acadian Custom Millworks offers cabinets, doors, windows, as well as shutters. Call 622-6337.
Ascension Parish Animal Hospital cares for your pets like their own. They care for small animals to exotic birds. They provide preventive medicine, surgery, and boarding. Ascension Parish Animal Hospital in Prairieville. Call them 744-4905.
Waiting in long lines is over at Ralph's Pharmacy. They promise to make your experience fast and pleasant with great personal service, a low price guarantee, and convenient hours. Come see your neighborhood pharmacy, Ralph's Pharmacy. Ascension Body Shop is a name you can trust for all your body and paint work. They are ICAR certified specialists with over 25 years experience. 2645 Hodgson Road, Gonzales.
Thank you for joining us this week on Sports Scene Live. Jeff Porsche with you. I've been your host this week. We'd like to thank the coaches, Guy Mastretta from Dutchtown with the win this week. Also like to thank Darnell Lee from East Ascension. They got the win this week. Sanama with the loss this week. Also like to thank David Oliver for joining us and talking about next week's game as well. I'd like to thank Peter Pasqua for Pete's Picks, and we'd like to thank our sponsors, Tiger Honda on Airline Highway in Gonzales, and Bergeron's Boudin and Cajun Meats on Cabela's Parkway.